So after studying partial regression, we'll study multiple regression now. So what is the multiple regression? In partial regression, we are going to keep one variable as a constant and we are going to determine the remaining two variables. But in the multiple regression, we are going to study more than two variables at once. Okay, so here you can see the question that is given the following data. You have three variables. By taking x1, x2 and x3 variables, you will be having given data with respect to x1, x2 and x3. Obtain the least square equation to predict x1 values from those x2 and x3. So you will have to find out the least square equation, okay, to predict x1 values from x2 and x3, and also predict x1 when x2 is equal to 3.2 and x3 is equal to 3.0. Okay, let's take this equation here. The least square regression equation of x1 on x2 and x3 is x1c, that it is estimated value here, x1c is equal to a plus b12.3 x2 and b13.2 x3. So here in a is the constant value and here x1, x2 and x3 are 0 here. Here b12.3 is partial regression equation here between x1 and x3. Then here partial regression between x1 and x2. Okay, so here that's why we have taken x2 and x3 here. So to determine the value of the three constant, we are three constant here is a, b12.3, b13.2. okay, so determine the values of three constant. We are required to solve simultaneously the following three equations. So in order to get a, b12.3, b13.2, we will have to solve these three normal equations. So sigma or summation x1 is equal to na plus b12.3 sigma x2 plus b13.2 sigma x3. Call it as equation 1. Then sigma or summation x1 x2 is equal to a summation x2 plus b12.3 summation x2 square plus b13.2 summation x2 x3. So call it as equation 2. Then summation x1 x3 is equal to a into summation x3 plus b12.3 summation x2 x3 and b13.2 summation x3 square. Call it as equation 3. Now we will have to solve these three equations in order to get these three constant values, that is a, b12.3 and b13.2. So for that we will have to take this table, computation of the multiple regression equation. Write x1, x2, x3 as it is in the question itself. After that you can take x1, x2, x1, x3, x2, x3, x1 square, x2 square, x3 square. We need summation of all these variables in order to solve the normal equation. That's why. So here I have written the data, it is in the question itself. You can take the summation value of that, that is summation x1 is 130, summation x2 is 18.2 and summation x3 is 24.1. okay, now you can take x1 into x2, that is x1 and x2, 20 into 3.2, 25 into 6.5, like that. You will have to get the values like 64.0, 162.5, 30.0, 10.0, 117.0, 36.0. Now you can calculate x1 into x3, that is x1 and x3, 20 and 4.0, 25 and 5.2, like that. You should get the values like 80, 130.0, 112.5, 56.0, 88.4, 36.0. Now you can calculate x2 and x3, x2 into x3, that is 3.2 into 4.0, 6.5 into 5.2, like that you will have to do here. You should get the values like 128.0, 33.8, 15.0, 1.30, 15.30, 2.50. Now you can take the square of x1, x2 and x3. x1 square, that is 20 square, 25 square, 15 square, like that you can take here. So for x1 square, 400, 625, 225, 400, 676, 570. Then you can take x2 square, that is 3.2 square, 6.5 square, 2.0 square, like that. Then you will have to get the values like 10.24, 42.25, 4.0, 0.25, 20.25, 2.25. Then final column is last column, x3 square. So you can take this square of this column, that is 4.0 square, 4.2 square, 5.2 square, 7.5 square, like that. So you will have to get the values like 16.00, 27.04, 56.25, 6.25, 11.56, 2.25. Now you can take the summation values of all these variables, that is summation x1, x2 is 419.5, then take summation x1, x3 is 496.9, then summation x2, x3 195.9, then summation x1 square is 267.7, then x2 square, summation x2 square is 79.24, and finally summation x3 square is 119.35. Like this you will have to calculate the all summation values here. Okay. So substitute the values information from the above computations in the above three equations. Now you can substitute all these summation values into the normal equations. Okay. If you consider first one, 130 is equal to 6a plus 18.2 b123 plus 24.1 b13. Call it as equation 1. Then second equation is 419.5 is equal to 18.2a plus 79.24 b12.3 plus 195.9 b13.2. Call it as equation 2. Then 496.9 is equal to 241a plus 195.9 b12.3 plus 119.35 b13.2. Call it as equation 3. Now you will have to solve these three equations in order to get the constant values, that is a, b12.3, then b13.2. So here you will have to equalize two equations. Say here you can see this equation and this equation. So here you have 18.2 and here you have 6a. So in order to equalize these two, you can multiply equation 1 by 18.2 and equation 2 by 6, so that you can cancel a here. By then you can obtain only B12.3 and B13.2. Okay, that's why you will have to take 18.2 multiply by 18.2 into the first equation and multiply by 6 into the second equation in order to cancel a here. So that is the step 1. So multiply equation 1 by 18.2 and equation 2 by 6, and then you will have to deduct equation 2 here from equation 1. As shown below, we are going to solve it now. Take 136a plus 18.2 B12.3 plus 24.1 B132. You can multiply this by 18.2. Then you can consider second equation, that is 419.5 is equal to 18.2a plus 79.24 B123 plus 195.9 B13. You can multiply by 6. Okay, so you will have to get the values like 2336 109.2a plus 331.24 B12.3 plus 438.62 B132. So this is equation 1. Okay, after multiply by 18.2. Similarly, you can consider this equation, multiply by 6. So 2517 is equal to 109.2a plus 475.44 B12.3 plus 1175.40 B13.2. So now you can deduct equation 2 from equation 1. Okay, so answer will be 151 is equal to, you can cancel these two because 109.2 109.2 is there. So minus, then you just take this value minus this value, 331.24 B12.3 minus 475.44 B123. You should get minus 144.20 B123, then plus 438.62 minus 1175.40. Okay, you will have to get minus 736.78 B13.2. Call it as equation number 4. Okay, equation 4. So this is the first step. Similarly, you can take equation 1 and 3. Okay. So for step 2, multiply equation 1 and equation 3 by 24.1 and 6.0 or 6, okay, respectively, and then deduct equation 3 from equation 1. So take equation 1, 130 is equal to 6a plus 18.2 1b2 b12.3 24.1 b1 3.2. You can multiply this equation by 24.1. Similarly, for equation 3, take as it is here, 496.9 is equal to 24.1a plus 195.9 b123 plus 119.35 b132. Now you can multiply this equation by 6. If you multiply this equation by 24.1 and this equation by 6, we can cancel a here. Okay, that's why we will have to do like that. So answer will be 3133.0 is equal to 144.6a plus 438.62 b12.3 plus 580.81 b13.2. Similarly, second this equation will be 2019.4 is equal to 144.6a plus 1175.40 b123 plus 716.10 b132. Now you can deduct these two here. So take negative symbol here, minus, and deduct the values. You should get 3113.0 minus 2019.4 is plus 1 plus 316.6 is equal to this will be cancelled because you have 144.6 and 144.6a. Then here plus 438.62 minus 1175.40 should get minus 736.78 b12.3, then plus for 80.81 minus 716.10, that is minus 135.29 b13.2. Call it as equation number 5. Now you can take equation 4 and equation 5. Okay, that is the step number 3. So multiply equation 4 and equation 5 by 736.78 and 144.2 respectively, and deduct equation 5 from equation 4. As shown below. So here again you will have to cancel one constant by getting another constant here, value of another constant. Hence you will have to do like this: multiply equation 4 and 5 by 736.78 and 144.2 respectively. Okay. So here you are going to take this value, this equation, that is equation number 4 and 5 here. So equation 4 is minus 151 is equal to minus 144.20 b12.3 minus 736.78 b13.2. You just multiply by you can multiply by 736.78. Along with that you can take negative sign here. Okay, because you will have to get a positive sign here, that's why. So next is minus 316.6 is equal to minus 736.78 B12.3 minus 135.29 B132. Here also you will have to take 144.2 addition to that, you will have to take minus sign here, then only you will get plus and plus, so that you can cancel these two. Okay, so after you can consider this equation now, that is equation number 4, and multiply by minus 736.78. You should get the values like 1,11,253.78 is equal to 1,06,243 B12.3 plus 5,42,874.24 B13.2. Similarly, here if you multiply by minus 144.2, you should get the values like 42,221.2 is equal to 1,06,243 B12.3 plus 19,598.82 B13.2. Now you can deduct these two here. Take negative sign here, minus, minus, minus. So you should get the values like, if you deduct here 1,11,253.78 from 42,221.2, you should get the values like 69,032.58. These two things will be cancelled here, because 1,06,243 and 1,06,243 with respect to B123, B12.3 you have, hence you can cancel these two, so that you just take these two here. You should get the values like 5,23,275.42 B132. So now you can take B132 here is equal to 69,032.58 by 5,23,275.42. Okay, you should get the value C is equal to B113.2 is equal to 0.132. So this is the constant value. Okay, now you can calculate B12.3 by taking equation 4. Okay, so substitute B132 is equal to 0.132 in equation 4. We get minus 151 is equal to minus 144.20 B12.3 minus of 736.78. Here you can substitute B13.2, that is 0.132. So 140 minus 144.20 B12.3 minus 97.19896. So here you can take this value into here. So minus 144 will become plus 144.20 B123 is equal to minus 97.19896 plus 151. So 144.20 B12.3 is equal to 53.80. So if you take B12.3 here, then it will become 53.80 divided by 144.20. So finally you should get the value of B123 is equal to 0.373. So from this you have obtained B13.2 and B12.3. Now you can take these two values in order to calculate A. Okay. So similarly we can find the value of A by substituting for B12.3 and B13.2 in equation 1 as shown under here. I am going to take that equation now, equation 1, that is 130 is equal to 6A plus 18.2 B12.3 plus 24.1 B13.2. Substitute the values here. So take 6 A as it is, plus you have obtained B12.3, right? So you can take that value, that is minus 0.373 plus 24.1 into 0.132. Okay, then 130 is equal to 6A plus 8.7540 plus 7.2060. Therefore here 6A is equal to 131.5480. So A is equal to 131.5480 by 6. So finally you should get the value of A is equal to 21.9250. So this is the answer here. Okay, now you can take the value of A, B13.2 and B12.3. Okay, in the estimated value formula. So substituting the value of the three constants in regression equation. So x1c is equal to A plus B12.3 x2 plus B13.2 x3. Okay, now you can substitute the values. Therefore 1x3 is equal to 21.9250 plus 0.373 x2 plus 0.13 x3. So this is the required equation or obtained equation from this question. Okay, now you can take the part 2, that is the most likely value of x1 against x2 is 3.1, 3.2 and x3 is 3.0. It is in the question, can be predicted by substituting the all relevant values in the equation 5. So take for part B, x2 is equal to 3.2 and x3 is equal to 3.0. Okay, so x1c is equal to 21.9250 plus 0.373, take x2 value, that is 3.2 plus 0.132 into x3 value is 3.0. So you should get 21.9250 as it is. This value will become 1.1936 plus 0.132 into 3.0 is 0.396. So finally you should get the value of estimated x is 23.515. So like this you will have to calculate the multiple regression constant values of A, B12.3, B13.2. If you have given x2 and x3 values like this, you can also calculate the estimated value.